haven't appointed anyone for 11. Not seeing anyone come forward. Anna has it. Matthew 5.
The Gospel from Matthew 5. You have heard that it was said to those in ancient times, "You shall not murder, and whoever murders shall be liable to judgment." But I say to you that if you are angry with a brother or sister, you will be liable to judgment. And if you insult a brother or sister, you will be liable to the council. And if you say, "You fool," you will be liable to the hell of fire. So when you are offering your gift at the altar, if you remember that your brother or sister has something against you, leave your gift there before the altar and go. First be reconciled to your brother or sister, and then come and offer your gift. Come to terms quickly with your accuser while you are on the way to court with them, or your accuser may hand you over to the judge, and the judge to the guard, and you will be thrown into prison. Truly I tell you, you will never get out until you have paid the last penny. You have heard that it was said, "You shall not commit adultery." But I say to you that everyone who looks at a woman with lust has already committed adultery with her in his heart. If your right eye causes you to sin, tear it out and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one of your members than for your whole body to be thrown into hell. And if your right hand causes you to sin, cut it off and throw it away. It is better for you to lose one of your members than for your whole body to go into hell. It was also said, "Whoever divorces his wife, let him give her a certificate of divorce." But I say to you that anyone who divorces his wife, except on the guard of unchastity, causes her to commit adultery. And whoever marries a divorced woman commits adultery. Again, you have heard that it was said to those of ancient times, "You shall not swear falsely, but carry out the vows you have made to the Lord." But I say to you, do not swear at all, either by heaven, for it is the throne of God, or by earth, for it is his footstool, or by Jerusalem, for it is the city of the great king. And do not swear by your head, for you cannot make one hair white or black. Let your word be yes, yes, or no, no. Anything more than this comes from the evil one. This is the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
And family, you may be seated for a beautiful hymn. And it always delights me in terms of music that's selected. I don't choose hymns, so I have some suggestions. But again, the Matthew 5 is a wonderful text. And Anna, you maybe not remember it, but when you were a little girl, you say no, no, regularly. So you're fulfilling this prophecy already. Sometimes there's a yes, yes for obedience too. May these words from Matthew, seek ye first. Thank you. But there's that reality about God's kingdom that we need to, I guess, be aware of. You'll have our eyes open to. I remember a cold day, even colder than the day, where the wind was blowing and I thought there'd be nobody at church. I took cross-country skis. We had a house at Lakeridge at the time. And I remember thinking, I'm going to freeze to death. Came to the four-way stop at Taylor, and I could hardly feel my fingers, my feet were frozen. I prayed, God, oh, if only somebody would come give me a ride. And just as I prayed, a half-ton, big four-wheel drive comes up behind me, friendly guy, he waves, and stood at me. I waved back. He goes exactly the way I was going to go to church. Dumb and dumber. Why didn't I ask him for a ride? Bill Blackett, my friend, called me end of January and suggested we meet sometime. He has a message for the church. And I thought, well, sure, we can do that sometime. And then I was thinking on my way as I flew, or was prepared at the airport on the 28th of January, dumb, why don't I have Bill preach for me? Bulletins were kind of made up, and God provides. And for me to not ask Bill to preach would have been a really dumb thing for me. So God provides, that's our reality. And within that story, I have another short story, and it's the old story of the farmer rancher. He has a brilliant son. The son goes off to university, does very well. He not only masters in engineering as well as the sciences. He's a nuclear physicist. He's a doctorate in many letters. The son comes home regularly, as he loves to do, visits with their rancher father, and they do what they love to do. They go camping. And you know that beautiful setting where you have a campfire and, oh, a beautiful meal, pitch your tent and have it for the night. They settle down and go to sleep. But in the middle of the night, Dad wakes up and says to his son, Son, look up, what do you see? And the son, startled a bit, but sees the glories of God's creation. Psalm 119, theologically, the heavens declare the glory of God. But also astrologically said, here's the Milky Way, describes things meteorologically, a beautiful day. And then he says to his dad, and what do you see? His dad says, somebody stole our tent. Bill is here to help us see with greater vision and reality. And within those themes of reconciliation, I do want to state, Bill, you will tell a lot of your story as you can in a short time. But Bill and I have known each other since 1990, have served on the Evangelical Ministerial, have seen some trails together, hunting and fishing, but within those themes of living and loving, I have appreciated Bill's care for the church, a citywide church that he ministers in. And we welcome you, Bill, and also Jean, your lovely wife. We welcome you. Let's do that in a Good Shepherd way. Welcome, Bill. Blessings to you.
Well, my wife probably wouldn't agree with it, maybe not Emmy, but Harley and I are cut out of the same cloth. There's just this wonderful picture in my mind of Harley nearly frozen to death with his skis on a Sunday morning down there on the corner. When I was young and much more unintelligent than I am now, it was a Monday morning, but I was hunting deer off the roof of the church in Texas and had an ice blown before, and I slid right down to the very edge, and I'm holding myself there, and I'm having an epiphany. Not a lot of brains going on there. What a pleasure to be with you this morning. I've been here numerous times, various church events, and a wedding or two, and a couple of occasions that were very sad. But I've never been here. I've never been in this congregation, and I didn't feel the warmth, presence of God within your midst. I believe that's just one thing to get. I have this feeling. You visited other churches. It doesn't take a long time from the time you walk into any church door and probably haven't made 50 feet before you know what you're feeling and you know how you're experiencing what's taking place. And one of your gifts that starts at leadership and works throughout all the people that I know is that you carry that warm, genuine sense of family that you can't just create. It has to be there. So I appreciate the time. Officially, Jeannie and I are here as representatives of our pastor and our church at Circle Drive, not because we want to sell you a ticket, not because we want a donation, but because collectively we're beginning to understand some things.